This is a different story to the other ladies. I'll let Jude explain a little bit about this, but Jude had worked a very long corporate life and decided there was a better way, or he thought. So he'd been working in corporate in the supply chain management area, was an expert, travelling the world, helping to solve or address corporate issues in inventory management. And I'll let you tell the story as to why you decided to go out and start your own business.
About 7 years ago, I was approached by a global organization from Germany, multi-billion-dollar business. They were facing serious issues with their inventory and increasing cost of supply chain. I started to have a first discussion with their head of controlling, and ended up after a couple of weeks later, I had 5 people sitting across me on a video conferencing. They shared their critical information and of the Australian arm, and found out I identified roughly about $7 million saving in inventory they are carrying, which they shouldn't be carrying, plus a further $1 million in supply chain they were bringing in by air freight just unnecessarily. So a total of $8 million. I spent about a week the most in identifying this, and they were kind enough to provide me all the information. So that straight went into their bottom line. That inspired me. I thought to myself, well, if I can do that to a global organization, and they don't know me, but it was through a referral, they connected with me. And as a migrant, been in Australia for 35 years, Australia has done great things for me and for my family. So I want to give back. And I thought the best thing I could do is to help the families who are in small business, who are currently struggling with the cash flow because they have invested quite heavily on, maybe it's coming in and out.
Just keep going.
Quite heavily on inventory, especially during COVID. And now they are struggling with the cash flow and they don't know. So if I could help just one business, which means I'm helping 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 families to put the food on their table and to continue to be in the business. That's what's the inspiration that I have, and that's I truly want to give it back to the community. Yep. So as Rod said, I really don't have to work, but I truly want to give back. Now, what follows on that, the return, I will gladly accept it, which will then have a bit of my KFC once a week. Yep. So that's what inspired me, and that actually continues to motivate me, believe in myself, and then move on. That's the success story.
Yours has been, we heard from the ladies, they've been able to generate, their first customer, their first piece of revenue quite quickly. Now yours has been a challenging story. We still haven't got our first gig yet.
Yep.
For the benefit of the audience, we're 10 months in. Not everybody goes at the same speed. How have you hung in there?
It's the self-motivation, As Carly said, get up in the morning, believe in yourself. I also thought of going back to work because, you can't just keep going. You'll get, brain dead. So I was seriously thinking of going back to my corporate where I was. Then I thought to myself, no, just one company, 8 million, I got to believe in myself. I started continuing networking. I used to be in several different industries, from pharmaceutical, automotive, automation, and you can name it. I've been in several industries, so I had a good network. So I started to connect with them, not seeking the business. This is the important thing that I learned from Transcend, but to introduce themselves. You say, hey, what are you doing? Yep. And all I said was, this is what I'm doing. I never ever asked the question, can I have an opportunity? I never asked that. So it's a matter of networking, telling what I'm doing. I don't have to go into detail because they know me already and the success story. A couple of months ago, I had a call from one of the managing directors. whom I kept in touch as part of the networking. And he said, look, I've got some serious issues. I just appointed as a managing director. I'm pushing the guys to sell, and the sales guys are telling me they don't have the stock. But my CFO is telling they have got, $2.5 million worth of stock. I don't know what to do. Can you come and help me? The next question was, how much do you charge? I said, no. My firm belief of the core value of the business is that no businesses should pay a single cent unless I've been able to deliver a tangible benefit, not just verbal, but tangible benefit, as I said, dollar terms. I said, give me some time, give me the data, which I'm waiting for now, that's being gone through. Also partnering with a global freight forwarder. I'm talking about a global multi-billion-dollar freight forwarder.
Might have 3 initials.
Yes, that's right. Yep. And I don't mind telling that because it's not a secret, it's DHL Global. They have shown keen interest because I know for a fact they are venturing into providing them end-to-end supply chain, not just freight forwarding, they're going to provide storage and etc. And I said, hey, how about, have you thought of all your SMEs? They want to manage their strategic inventory management. So they don't have to spend $120,000 in engaging someone to do that. They said, that's a great idea. Over the last 7 years, since that, what happened with the global German company, as Rod says, between my ears, I put that into a software and I developed it using my own investment, own cost. So I used to sleep only 4 hours a day, work full time in a corporate, travel global. While I'm traveling, I used to write down the software. I mean, I'm not a software developer. 4 hours of sleep over the last 7 years, and then I tried out in the last 4 jobs that I had, with permission, of course, and that was a success story. So it's a proven methodology that I engage and employ. So it's a matter of believing in myself, and I can do it. And I said to the DHL, they said, sounds very interesting, we can now compete with other Shankers and everyone else who is providing. And so the head of sales is coming down from Sydney. I'm going to have a secondary chat in a couple of weeks' time. So overall, they say, if you've got to liaise with, take 100 leads to get 1 client. So far, 15 to 20 I've connected with. These are, Rod calls it warm leads. Rod, I got a lead. Is it warm or cold? What are you talking about, So finally I understood after 10 months what is a warm lead, what is a cold lead.
Is it lukewarm or is it warm or is it hot?
Rod always drinks extra hot coffee, so I got to specify that. So having 2 solid ones are pretty good. And mind you, here is my thought process. If I can get that 1 Australian arm, and I know looking at the numbers, I can save roughly about $250,000 by just looking, without going into the detail, without uploading the data into my software. That's a significant amount of $250,000, savings, just the bare minimum. And the potential of then, they've got businesses in New Zealand, Singapore, around the world because it's a global company. So by 1 client, I'll be able to then spread across, probably other 26. And the DHL Global, they've got huge number.
So what's one thing that is the biggest aha that you've had, moving to your small business and maybe the coaching process, either or?
Yep. So the coaching process greatly benefited because before I joined, as I said, I was in the corporate world for 25 years, and I thought I know everything. Started to think, no, it is not the thing, because it's not inside out, it's outside in. I soon learned to realize that. I soon learned to realize that I got to have a business plan. I can't just go and do willy-nilly. As Rod and Jamie on the first day or the second day started to highlight that the difference between a GP and a surgeon or a specialist. I initially considered myself just being humble as a GP. And when we started to do the P&L, we all would have done it, yep. I realized, I'm a specialist. Looking back, yes, I'm a specialist. That reinforced the belief in me. I also always spoke about how I do and what I do, and that now transformed that into the why.
Well done.
Which ended up being, I had to redesign my new business card. I got to understand the tagline, change the entire website to show the benefit. Yep. It's really, really enforced.